The K-pop entertainment industry is once again shaken over the alleged death of singer Goo Hara, who is also a member of now defunct idol group Hara. Korean media on Sunday reported that the star, who had been promoting her latest single in Japan just last week, was allegedly found dead at her home, and the circumstances of her death are now being investigated by police. The report came just weeks after the death of another K-pop idol and a former member of FX, Sulli, who allegedly took her own life in October 14th.
Girl, this K-pop star didn't just fall from grace. She was pushed. And the worst part? She named names, exposed some of the most powerful men in the Korean entertainment world. And instead of being protected, she was punished. What really happened to Goo Hara? And why are so many people whispering that she didn't just die, she was silenced? Buckle up, because this isn't your typical sad idol story. It's darker, messier, and filled with secrets the industry never wanted you to know. Let's rewind. Goo Hara was once at the top. Like glamorous outfits, sold-out concerts, J-pop crossovers, magazine covers, the whole thing. She was part of the legendary girl group Kara, and for a while it looked like she was living the K-pop dream. But behind the scenes, that dream was crumbling. Because in K-pop, being a woman isn't just hard, it's dangerous. And for Hara, fame came with the kind of price tag that no amount of success could ever cover. It started with a phone call, a so-called domestic dispute. That's how the media labeled it. But instead of asking questions or waiting for facts, they jumped on her like wolves. Headlines painted her as unhinged, violent, toxic. The crazy ex-girlfriend stereotype served hot to the public without any context. But the truth? Hara had been physically assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, Choi Jong-boom, a hairstylist with a temper and an ego big enough to fill an arena. Not only did he hurt her, he filmed her without consent. He literally had revenge clips on standby, ready to destroy her. And then came the elevator footage, the video that the media obsessed over. You see Hara, clearly distressed, begging him not to leak their private moments. But somehow, even with this raw footage, she was the one being blamed. People twisted her pain into performance. They even pulled an old clip from a scripted boxing show where she playfully sparred with another idol and used it as evidence of her being violent. Like, are you serious? A choreographed reality show match suddenly meant she was an abuser?
펀치를 하면서 시합을 해줘야 됩니다.
서로 펀치를 확인해 보는데요.
얼마나 센지.
네.
예.
좋아요. 좋습니다.
제대로 붙어라.
네, 들어갑니다. 이게 뭡니까? 웬일입니까? 네. 네, 들어갑니다. 이게 뭡니까? 웬일입니까? 네.
Choi was out here rebranding and opening new salons. Hara was barely holding it together. She was on anti-seizure meds, struggling to breathe, posting selfies from actual crying rooms, and instead of compassion, the internet gave her clown emojis. She's being dramatic, they said. She's doing it for attention. Because apparently in K-pop, if a woman cries, she's manipulative. If she stays silent, she's cold. There's no winning. Then came the unthinkable. In 2019, after months of public humiliation, isolation, and trauma, Hara tried to take her own life. And do you know what the media did? She apologized. She literally said sorry for causing concern. Not the abuser, not the industry, not the netizens who tore her apart day after day. Her, the one who was victimized. She went on the record, told reporters she was having a hard time, and promised to be stronger. Meanwhile, her ex was smiling for the press and signing new clients. Like nothing ever happened. But Hara, she didn't stay quiet, not even close. While healing, she reached out to Kang Kyung-yoon, a journalist investigating the now infamous Burning Sun scandal, a massive web of corruption that reached into every dark corner of the K-pop industry. And to Hara, she wasn't just a victim anymore.
정말 친했던 직원 동생 살았기 때문에 제가 이렇게나마 대신 선미한테 인사드리고 싶어서 여러분들한테.
She was a whistleblower. With her help, more names started falling out of the woodwork. Big names, dangerous ones. Jung Jun-young, an idol who stored hundreds of illegal videos of unconscious women on his phone. Choi Jong-hoon, another idol caught laughing in group chats as those videos were passed around. And the worst part? They were protected by each other, by their agencies, by the police. One of the men covering it up, Yoon Gun, wasn't just any officer. He had ties straight to the Blue House, the Korean president's office. Let me say that again. Goo Hara exposed a ring of celebrities, businessmen, and law enforcement who were literally trafficking and recording unconscious women. And she named names. And the moment she did, they came for her. Hard. But here's what makes this story even more powerful. Hara wasn't alone. A quiet army of women started fighting back too. One of them was a tech assistant who stumbled across deleted videos on a client's phone. Instead of staying silent, she copied the files to a USB drive and anonymously leaked them. No fame, no credit. Just bravery. And then there was Kang Kyung-yoon herself, getting death threats, dragged through lawsuits, and blocked by networks. But she didn't stop, because she knew, if she did, the story would die with her. Stylists, makeup artists, even former trainees who risked their careers to speak up. Many of them were blacklisted, slandered, erased, but they spoke anyway. Every single piece of evidence that cracked this case wide open came from women who knew what it would cost them, and did it anyway. And the system? It repaid them with jokes. Young Jun Young, the man who hoarded clips of women being assaulted, 5 years. Released early, Choi Jong-hoon, 2.5. Seungri, the face of Burning Sun, 18. Freaking months. For enabling abuse on a scale most of us can't even imagine, you'd get more prison time for not paying your taxes. And while those men were walking free, signing deals, and bouncing back, Hara was gone. She never lived to see the verdicts, never saw her name cleared, never got the justice she bled for, and if that's not already heartbreaking enough, there's more. Exactly 1 month before Hara passed, her best friend, another idol, Sully, was found dead too. Suli wasn't exposing scandals. She wasn't dragging men or calling out corruption. She was just existing, posting Pilates videos, skipping a bra on live stream, living like any Gen Z girl would. And for that, she was hounded, harassed, called names. People told her she was a bad influence, and the industry let it happen. Hara watched her best friend be bullied to death, and instead of going quiet, she went live crying, telling fans she'd try to be stronger, begging them not to worry. But they didn't stop. Not the trolls, not the media, not the system. They kept piling it on until there was nothing left of her to fight with. So now we have to ask the question that no one wants to answer. Did they kill Goo Hara with their actions, or by pretending none of it happened? Because let's be real, it's both. This wasn't just a mental health crisis. This wasn't just stress or burnout. This was a coordinated campaign to break her, to silence her. And when that didn't work, they made sure she didn't get to speak again. But the wildest part, even now, so many fans don't know what really happened. So many people still believe the headlines, still think she was unstable, still think it was just idle drama. So let's say it now, loud, clear, and with our whole chests, Goo Hara was not crazy. She was not dramatic. She was not weak. She was a fighter, a truth teller, a woman who stood up against some of the most powerful people in her industry and paid the ultimate price. And if this happened while the whole world was watching, just imagine what happens when no one's looking. The next Goo Hara might not be famous. She might not have fans or hashtags or journalists in her corner, but she's out there, and she's trying to survive in an industry that still protects monsters. So to the media who mocked her, to the fans who doubted her, to the system that failed her, you didn't just lose her, you erased her. But not today, not on our watch. We say her name. We remember her fight, and we make damn sure the next girl doesn't have to fight it alone. Rest in power, Goo Hara. You were never the villain. You were the revolution.